So guys, this week we got something a little bit different. We're going to go over how we do a European mount. It may not be how the professionals do it, but it'll work for some of you guys who don't feel like paying the tab. The professionals will charge you. So this is how we do it anyways. If you have seen a different way that may work a little bit better, feel free to drop a comment and say what you would do differently. So now Jeremy's going to go over the story of this deer a little bit.
This deer was it's a deer I've never seen, never had any trail cam pictures or nothing like that of him, and I was doing an all-day sit, and I don't remember exactly what date it was. Do you happen to remember what that set off the file?
Probably it was
in November because it was
early November is when you killed your other one. It was after that, wasn't it? Or was it before?
No, it was before I
So
killed
it had been late October, early November, real early.
It was November because I was on vacation. So either way, it was mid-November, middle of the rut, and I was doing an all-day sit in a spot that always produces really well this time of year. And sitting there, I don't know, I guess it was probably about 1 in the afternoon, and a really big snowstorm rolled in. I think we got close to like a 3-inch accumulation that day, and we had high winds and everything, and happened to look over my shoulder and seen a doe acting funny. And so I fired the camera up and got it rolling, and then this big 6-pointer come out. I mean, biggest 6-pointer I've ever seen, and worked by me at about 60, 65 yards, and started making a rub on some little saplings, and I grunted at him and snort-wheezed and tried to do everything I could, and all he would do is look at me and wouldn't actually close the distance anymore so I could make a shot. And I'm confident in making a shot at that distance, but given the circumstances with the weather and we had like a 15 to 20 mile an hour crosswind, and it was snowing like crazy, and I just wasn't going to risk wounding the deer. So I opted and just let him walk off, and maybe I'll get another shot at him later on. And unfortunately, never seen the deer again. That was the only one encounter I ever had with him. And then a couple weeks later, I got a message from a buddy saying that he seen a deer dead in the ditch right by where I hunt at, and that it had a rack, and he was doubling back to go check it out. And lo and behold, he sent me pictures of it, and I knew exactly what deer it was right off the get-go. And I went out and cut the head off of it and all that good stuff, and took the proper measures. Here in Missouri, you're supposed to call the conservation, and they'll send you out a salvage tag for the animal. So I called them, got a salvage tag, and took all the proper precautions and steps that we were supposed to here. And then it's been in the freezer ever since season, and finally it's a little bit slow enough for us. I came over here to Tyler's today and went ahead and skinned out the head, boiled it, and did all the fun stuff that you're supposed to do for them, and set it up for a Euro mount so that way I can have them, because it was a cool encounter.
So anyways, thanks for watching this week. We're going to send you off to little clips of the video. Obviously, this took place from 8 a.m. this morning until right about now. It's after supper time, so we won't show you the whole thing. That'd be a kind of boring video, but we'll show you little clips here and there of how we do it anyways. First thing, you'll remove all of the hide and as much muscle as you can, as well as the back vertebrae before it attaches to the skull. Get as much of the meat off as you can before you boil. It'll make it a cleaner process once it comes out. After you've removed as much as you can from the skull, before the boil, place it in the water. Make sure that it doesn't get to a hard roll. If it does get to a hard boil, it'll loosen up the cartilage that connects the nasal cavities and everything, and it'll start to separate. So just keep it under a hard roll. We like to place some rags underneath the antlers to keep it from overheating the bone area, and an arrow to keep it from tipping over. After you take it out, the majority of the muscles should be able to pull off with your hands. It's going to be pretty hot whenever it first comes out, so be pretty careful with that. And then take a knife, a screwdriver, just a lot of little tools here and there to pull off the rest of the muscle tissue. And then getting the brain out of the cavity will probably be the most difficult part, aside from cleaning out the nasal cavity. After you're happy that you've removed the majority of what you can get from the skull, place it back into clean water with Dawn or dish detergent of some kind for the degreasing process to get the stuff that you can't quite get to. During the degreasing, fat before the top as well as other greases And once that's complete, you can go ahead and take it out and start brushing it off and getting any of the little things that were remaining from the last round of cleaning and prepare it for the car wash. At this stage, we usually take it to the car wash and finish up and give it a nice wash off to get anything that may still be on there. Next, you'll go ahead and mix your peroxide solution. We go with the Salon Care 40 volume cream. It's important to get the cream for the way that we do it so that it actually sticks to the bone and doesn't run off. And then we mix in some Light Master, which is just a powder activator to get it just a little bit brighter. And then wrap that in some cellophane and apply some heat. It should bubble up and get anything. If you don't quite cover every speck of bone, that'll be alright. It'll end up foaming up. Make sure you wrap around the base of the antlers so that the foam doesn't go up and penetrate and get the burrs. You don't want your burrs to get bleached out. So just take it out and give it a good rinse and put it back in front of the heater and let it get nice and dry, and it should be ready for the wall.
Alright guys, we got them done. It's all bleached out real nice. This is a big 6-pointer. I believe he scored right like at 118 inches whenever we scored him a few months back. But he's a real neat deer. I would have really liked to have harvested him myself, but I guess at the end of the day, at least I've got this to tell the story with him. And something really cool that Tyler noticed while we were skinning out the head for doing the Euro mount was that on his left side here, he completely broke most of his eye socket. I mean, all the way up in through here, back here, and up and around. He, I'm guessing, got hit by another car when he was younger and did a lot of damage to his skull, and we really couldn't believe that it grew back this well, and he turned into something of this caliber with this much damage to his skull plate. So that's pretty neat. Definitely makes the story a little more interesting that this wasn't his first run-in with a car and he managed to survive the first time that he got hit with that much damage to him. And we're going to take some good pictures of it and we'll include those in with it. So, but yeah, that's the story of the Big Six.
As always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube.